Hello everyone, I am Akash Rajpriya. I would be taking your natural language processing introduction class today. Okay, so before starting, what is natural language processing? Just have a great view or some I have collected some interesting GIF for you. So just have a look and then we can start our today's session. Okay, so yes, the first image is of a robot playing a football like a human being. And in second, that is GIF, you can see a robot mimicking a human, like jumping on an obstacle, running, and analyzing what are the step size. Okay, so this is the presentation about. You will discuss or discover what natural language processing is and why it is so important. And we will also see what are the main challenges in natural language processing. Okay, so just let quickly start to what is natural language processing. Okay, so before starting, just let me know how you communicate to a machine, just in normal sense. So I would be telling you that communicate to a machine. For example, my laptop is a machine, my mobile is a machine. I need to press a button or I need to use a graphical user interface to communicate with the machine. For example, I want a PDF to be open on a laptop, on my laptop. So I need to press a button first, boot up my laptop, then use a trackpad to go to the PDF location, and then I need to double click or to open it. Or on a phone, I can just use touch screens. Okay, so these are the normal ways up till now we use to communicate to a machine. Okay, but this is not a way we communicate to a human. For example, I need some information from my neighbor or my colleague. Okay, so I don't need to go to that person XYZ, press a button on that, and search for informations. I can just simply say, hey, just let me know who is the president of India. Okay, so this is a way to communicate to a human and a machine. So you can understand natural language uh, processing is ability to give computer to mimic like a human. Okay, so natural language processing is a field of artificial intelligence that give machines the ability to read if you give some document, understand it, and derive some meaning from human languages. Okay, so a great example of this is Alexa that uses natural language processing. So I can directly say, hey Alexa, turn on my lights. So it will understand it and derive some meaningful from my human language. That is what I use naturally is my natural language, and a machine to process that is a natural language processing machine. As simple as that. Okay, so why it is different now? Now, why can not my simple machine or my JBL speaker can listen to me and process and give me some output? Why my JBL speaker is different from Amazon Alexa speakers? We will see that. So to see that difference, we need to understand. We need to understand what is how is natural language different from normal programming. Okay, in normal programming we have a structured data. Okay, structured data in sense we will be having some rows and columns in some format. So if you have a database of your class, for example, I'm taking a class and I have a database of 10 students and I want to get a student ID who has topped the test. Okay, so I can simply write a SQL query and I can take it from that. But the unstructured, but the real world data is totally different from structured data. You would not have rows and columns in that, and you don't need just to fire a query and you will get the results. So unstructured data would have some patterns. You need to recognize that pattern and then give some output. For example, a structured data is your mobile number. It would be of 10 digits, not more than that, not less than that. I'm talking specifically of India. Okay, but unstructured data is, for example, a video is can be of any length. Okay, it should not be fixed that my video should be of only 5 minutes or 4 minutes or 3 minutes, like this. Same way a Facebook comment, it can have any number of characters, any number of opinions. Okay, so a short example of this unstructured data is of if two person are talking about a particular object, or for example giving a feedback on a product. Okay, so they can use variable lengths. A first person can give only a 3 words feedback, that is great product, I am enjoying it, for example, and other one writes a full paragraph like what are the benefits he got from the product and why he liked the product. So there is a huge gap between this unstructured data in sense of length, but my machine should be capable of understanding whether that sentiment is positive or negative. Okay, so this is an example of natural language processing, that is taking a natural language, it can be text, you can, so machine should able to read it, analyze it, sorry, analyze if that is a positive one or a negative one. So same, a human can also understand, if you say him 3 words or 300 words, he or she can understand whether you are sentimentally positive towards him or negative towards him. Okay, so yes, sorry. So that was a difference between the structured data and unstructured data. Structured data could be any databases, and unstructured data, you can combine these two for natural language processing, because NLP should be able to work with structured, semi-structured as unstructured data. I will give you example of semi-structured data. For example, I am talking to an Alexa and saying, "Hey Alexa, tell me who is the president of India." Okay, so now my Alexa should be capable of understanding, like I am asking him the current president. Okay, second, it should be able to perform a search query on thousands of web pages and give me an accurate or right results. Okay, so this is an example of how NLP is different from normal programming. And second is unstructured data, why it is so important, like why NLP is so important. So according to industry estimates that only 21% of data is available in structured format. So only 21%, rest of the complete data is in unstructured format. So you should be able to take unstructured data, recognize it, process it, and give accurate results. Then your NLP would be very useful than only unstructured data. Oh, sorry, for only structured data. Okay, so tweets are unstructured data, videos are unstructured data, audio is unstructured data. It would be having a multiple waveforms, and your machine should be able to understand what you are all about, what you are all about speaking. Okay, then only it can give you a specific output. Okay, so in short, NLP is processing completely unstructured data and giving you right results, or finding patterns from it and then giving you a right results. Okay, so as I told you, the first topic for today is what is NLP. You have understand, like natural language processing is giving ability to a computer to mimic like a human. So I will give you again an example of a robot jumping. So in this, it captures unstructured data, completely unstructured. That is, uh, camera would be fitted and it would captures images. For example, the image of a current scenario, and the machine has to process that unstructured data image to recognize where the objects are, and then process it and give it to machine to jump, to make right jump on right points. Okay, so this is basically example of it. Now how it is different, for that one example. So आपके पास दो स्पीकर, जैसे हमने स्टार्टिंग में एग्जांपल लिया था, a JBL speaker and a Alexa speaker. Okay, so you cannot say to a JBL speaker or your big speakers that are at your home, both are machines. Alexa is also a machine and this is also a machine, but Alexa is a natural language processing machine. So आप natural language में उससे बात कर सकते हो. You can say him, Alexa, I want to hear some romantic songs of Shah Rukh Khan. So Alexa is able to capture your voice, recognize it, and then give you right results. If the results are in multiple options, it will capture your again your input and then give you output of on based of that. But a normal machine or a normal speaker cannot do this. You need to use interfaces to communicate to a machine. So that barrier is crossed by natural language processing. This is the great example of how Alexa has converted from a normal speaker to natural language processing speaker. Okay, you can simply say him, turn on my lights, and he will understand that I want to turn off the lights of a particular room. Okay, so this is a basic introduction of what is natural language processing. So in that we have many like text analysis, automatic speech recognition. So these are the subtopics. In the next lecture we will be talking about automatic speech recognition. So this is just, I included this site to give you insight of how this type of unstructured data, so this is completely my unstructured data and given to a recognizer. For example, it would consist of a microphone to capture my unstructured data, then convert it into a proper format in which a human can understand. Okay, so you can talk to a machine. Like in previous slide I have used a translator also as an example. You can use a translator. Like I want to talk to someone in other language, I would just give my input, that is my natural sound, to a machine. It will capture it, decode it, process it, and then give you output in a same human language the other one can understand. Okay, so this was all about how a natural language processing is different from a normal programming language. What are the challenges in that? The main is the unstructured data, and we have around only 21% of structured data. Okay, so we need to pay a great attention at how to process a natural language to get best for our business. Okay, so in business, if you are marketing some product on Twitter, you need to gather all the sentiments. Okay, so if you have only SQL or only Python that which cannot process natural language, your results will not be up to the mark. Okay, so for that we need to take care we understand natural language processing. I hope this basic introduction of natural language processing is clear to everyone. We will see a small code in the next class. Till then, bye bye, take care.